Alexander, welcome to Brainsplain.
Thanks.
What do you know about mindfulness meditation?
I've heard maybe it can reduce the size of the amygdala, but that's kind of about it.
That's pretty impressive that you know that. So it can reduce the gray matter, I believe it is, in the amygdala.
Okay.
And it can increase the amount of gray matter in other parts of the brain.
What exactly is mindfulness meditation? I don't know kind of the ins and outs of that.
Mindfulness meditation is focusing on the present moment. It was developed by Buddhist monks thousands of years ago, and it's focusing on your breathing, focusing on your own heartbeat, focusing on a color, focusing on something that you see, and just thinking about only that thing, blocking all other thoughts except for this one thing you're experiencing in the here and now, and sustaining that for a number of minutes. This year there's a new article. It's a meta-analysis, which means it's a study of studies. In other words, they took 142 clinical trials comparing mindfulness meditation to other interventions for conditions like depression, anxiety, and addiction.
Okay.
And they compared how effective it was relative to the other therapies. And it turns out that it is effective in fighting mental illness. This meta-analysis shows that it is as effective as other evidence-based therapies. Those include SSRI medications and cognitive behavioral therapy. And it outpaces by far, doing nothing. So
wow. Okay.
A lot of the studies are done by putting people on a wait list, and then they test how people are doing in terms of their mental health while they're on the wait list to get mindfulness meditation instruction. And then they compare that to how well people are doing if they are having mindfulness meditation instruction. Turns out the people who are having it do much better. A moderate effect size, according to a statistical effect size measure called Cohen's D.
Okay. Is there sort of like is there any reason that would work, or is it just kind of like a study that it happens to work and there's no current explanation for it?
I think it isn't known.
Okay.
I have a theory that it might help people just step outside of themselves, as it were.
Okay.
It turns out that one medication, which is a dissociative called ketamine, helps people with depression, and maybe that's because it helps them, step out of their complex life of putting out fires and focusing on separate problems, and helps them, at least for a moment, not care about those things. And so maybe mindfulness meditation does the same thing in a less invasive way.
Okay.
Do you have any practices that you use to sustain your mental health?
I've experimented with meditation, but I don't know if it would be considered mindfulness.
What kind of meditation do you do?
I don't know the exact name of it, but you try to it's not necessarily focusing on one thing, it's just kind of trying to empty your mind completely. So it's trying to have this blank mind and, try to sustain that for as long as possible. So.
I think that actually counts as mindfulness meditation.
Oh, would it? Okay.
I think it would, yeah. I don't know if it has everything to do with the jargon of looking at the present moment, but more to do with, I think, emptying your mind, just stop thinking about all of the problems going on in your life. And the way most people can do that is to think about one thing. But I suppose if you could think about nothing, that might be a step ahead.
Yeah, perhaps, or behind.
I don't know.
So
we'll conduct a meta-analysis to find out.
That would be cool. That would be very cool.
Alexander, thank you so much for helping me with Brainsplain.
Thank you for having me on. So.